Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Management Studies, SOMS, Certificate Programs, Certificate in NGO Management, CNM, BMS 001 Introduction to NGO Management, Block 1 Concepts Functions of NGOs, Unit 2 NGO Environment, 2.1 Introduction. No organization operates in a vacuum. It derives its existence from the environment. The formulation of organization strategy, the identification of its mission and purposes are largely governed by the top management's views of environmental opportunities and threats. A number of forces and factors combine to form an opportunity or threat. Scanning the external environment thus becomes a prerequisite in any strategic decision. In this unit, our focus is on individual organization and its interface with the external environment. Though the discussions are biased towards business organizations, conceptually, however, these would also be relevant for non-business organizations to point to environmental threats and opportunities. Definitions. Kotler defines environmental threats and opportunities as environmental threat. An environmental threat is a challenge posed by an unfavorable trend or development in the environment that would lead, in the absence of purposeful action, to the erosion of the company's position. Environmental opportunity. A company's environmental opportunity is an attractive arena for companies' action in which the particular company would enjoy a competitive advantage. A message which emerges from these definitions is that the threats and the opportunities are to a large extent functions of managerial viewpoint and action. 2.3 The environment, our purpose, from the perspective of NGO environment is to identify opportunities and threats present in the environment. It may therefore help if we can project the total environment into three segments. We would call these classes I. Mega environment, 2. Micro environment and 3. Relevant environment. Figure 2.1 provides a graphic view of this classification. Look at the screen. Fig. 2.1, a taxonomy of the organization's environment. You will notice that the mega environment skirts the micro and the relevant environment. The mega environment, the major constituents of mega environment are technological, social, political, and economic environments. These environments can further be classified into international, regional, national, etc. Thus, depending upon the situation, an analyst may refer to the global economic environment, the regional political environment, or the national social environment. The trends in mega environment, from the viewpoint of a company, have long-term implications. To study this part, we will discuss pestle analysis in the later part of this unit. The micro environment. This environment has a substantial impact on an organization's current business. Consequently, developments in micro-environment become the dominant preoccupation of the management for strategic decisions. The constituents of the micro-environment are competition, suppliers, customers, financial institutions, regulatory organizations and channels of distribution, etc. To a large extent, micro-environment is similar to what economists describe as industry environment, e.g., soft drink industry, textile industry, computer industry. The relevant environment an NGO focus is on has a diversified mix of services. Each service belongs to a specific project implying many micro-environments, one for each specific service group. However, due to limitations of range and specifications, entire micro-environment of an organization may not be relevant for each of its specific service. In this sense, an organization has to restrict the scope of its search for opportunities as well as safeguard against threats present in what we would call a relevant environment. It should, however, be kept in mind that environmental changes are frequent and unpredictable. No organization can ever assume the environment to remain static throughout its life. Thus, over a period of time, Both micro and relevant environments may change for an organization along with the changes in the mega environment. By now, you should begin to sense that though all organization operationalization within same mega environment, yet each organization operates in an environment which is unique to itself. No two organizations, unless they are mirror images of each other, would ever have the same relevant environment. As a student of strategy, you should also begin to appreciate the strategic importance of defining an organization's relevant environment, as on it rests the most fundamental question for any organization: what business we are in and what business we want to be in. 2.4 The environment, constituents and impacts. In this section, we will discuss in some more detail the constituents of environment and their impact in terms of opportunities and threats. The mega environment. Traditionally, the constituents of the mega environment have been social, political, economic, and technological. Over a period of time, authors have added arcas like knowledge, information, regulations, and geographic considerations as constituents of the mega environment. Technology. From the viewpoint of corporate strategy, as stated by Andrews, technological developments not only unfold the fastest but they are the most far-reaching in expanding or contracting opportunities for an organization. There is no evidence of decline in the pace of technological advances which have ubiquitous impacts on all the constituents of the environment. An idea of this pervasiveness and rapidity of developments can be had from few examples. The overwhelming majority of all materials consumed today in our daily lives has been developed within the present century. Way back in 1963, Bright had identified 7 major areas for technological advances: increased transportation capability, increased mastery over energy, increased ability to extend and control life and serviceability, increased ability to alter characters of materials, times extension of man's sensory capabilities, growing mechanization of physical activities, times growing mechanization of intellectual processes. Most of the above have become realities in the affluent and developed economies. In India, however, the pace and impact of technological developments, which have so far been comparatively slow, are likely to pick up in the future. Increasing popularity of personal computers, industrial electronics, electronization of telecommunication systems are a few examples. The Indian government's new technology missions is likely to heighten the impact of technology in India in recent years. These missions are times providing drinking water, promoting literacy, stepping up child immunization, hiking up production of all seeds, and linking remote rural areas with the country's telecommunication network. An intelligent corporate response to the ever-increasing technological advances should be entrepreneurial rather than reactive. This would require a different outlook and risk-taking capabilities. Failure to do so may have serious implications on survival and growth. Thus, failure to modernize and include in its product mix the clothes made from man-made fibers have been identified as the major reasons for the decline and sickness of the textile industry in India. It is, therefore, important that certain minimum technological considerations should always be incorporated in the environmental analysis for strategic decisions. The social environment, unlike technology, changes in social area occur gradually and not overnight. Further, it is not easy to predict the timing as to when changes in the social environment would have substantial impact on the corporate strategy. Some areas where social changes may have strategic implications, especially for business in the foreseeable future, are medium black circle population on demographic characteristics, pace of urbanization and its impact on family and societal values, times spread of literacy, medium black circle health and its impact on average life, times income distribution, times social values and expectations from business, times ethical standards. Social values play a prominent role in strategy and policy formulation of any firm. Since organizations exist in society, they must modify or change their goals as society demands. Unfortunately, instead of conforming to the desired values of the society, the general ethical standards in our country are falling rapidly. This has led J.R.D. Tata, Chairman Tata Sons, to comment as follows: "The fact remains, however, that under economic, political, and other pressures, the general ethical standards in our country have been falling rapidly in recent years, and tax evasion, giving and taking bribes, the widespread use of black money, and other anti-social devices are corrupting the whole fabric of our society. Unless we find a way, and soon, to clear the augean stables in which we wallow today, there will be one day such a public outrage as to lead to the kind of chaos and revolutionary action as has overwhelmed so many other countries and, in the process, snuffed out individual freedom and democracy. Besides ethical standards, other factors like population characteristics, attitude of people, income distribution, spread of literacy also throw up new opportunities and threats. Thus, increased concern for health is opening up new opportunities for service organizations like health parlors, yoga centers, and the like. The economic environment. Continuous monitoring of the economic environment is a precondition for any strategic decision. A close look on some commonly used economic indicators like GDP and its growth rate, proposed planned outlays, capital output ratios, money supply, balance of trade between imports and exports, movement of wholesale and retail prices, interest rates, per capita income, and its growth can give a good idea about the health of the economy. Refer section on pestle analysis. Today, there are several organizations which are involved in analyzing and publishing information relating to the Indian economic environment, the political environment. At this point of our discussions, you might begin to feel uneasy due to the overlapping of the issues. What appears to be a political issue may essentially be economic and vice versa. This should not worry us so long as we are able to decipher the total impact of a trend or development in terms of threats and opportunities of the external environment. To us, the precise semantical classification is not as important as his ability to comprehend the complexities of the exercise in environment scanning. Political environment for a country like India starts from our constitution, the directive principles, the fundamental principles, and the democratic process to maintain a parliamentary form of government. But from the viewpoint of a business organization, the regulatory and legal provisions which after its day-to-day as well as long-term operations are perhaps more relevant than the provisions fine prints in the constitution. The micro-environment. Some important constituents of the micro-environment are shown in figure 2.3. Look at the screen. We had explained micro-environment as having substantial impact on the present business of an organization. Competition is an important area from the viewpoint of performance. Even in India, it is becoming an important consideration in shaping strategies. The analysis of the micro-environment will lead to an indication of where opportunities in the sector exist, a grasp of the major sources of threats to the sector, an indication of the critical requirements for success in the sector. 2.5. Assessing the impact of opportunities. So far, we have discussed the constituents of environment and how an issue within these constituents can become a threat or an opportunity. As a strategist, you have to identify the impact of threats or opportunities. Some framework to analyze their impact are suggested in this section. The opportunity and threat matrix. Figure 2.4 shows the threat matrix. 1 major threat, 2 moderate threats, 3 high seriousness low, moderate threats, minor threats, high, low, probability of occurrence, Fig. 2.4. The threat matrix. A company, after identifying various threats, can use its judgment to place the threats in any one of the 4 cells. Thus, for an aluminium plant, erratic availability and high cost of electric power can become a major threat if the probability of its occurrence is high. Placing of this threat in CELI would imply strategic decisions like setting up of captive plant or shifting the plant to another location. The opportunity matrix. Similar to threat matrix, we can have an opportunity matrix. As shown in figure 2.5, very attractive, moderately attractive, high, attractiveness, low, moderately attractive, least attractive, high, low, Fig. 2.5, the opportunity matrix. An organization's success probability with a particular opportunity depends on whether its strength, i.e., distinctive competence, matches the success requirement of the sector. The impact matrix. We can also visualize the impact of the trends, opportunities, and threats on various strategies with the help of an impact matrix. This is shown in figure 2.6, identifying the emerging trends in mega, micro, and relevant environments. The degree of their impact can be assessed with the help of an impact scale. The matrix enables us to have a consolidated view of the impact on different strategies which a firm may be following. The strategies may relate to various functional areas, e.g., marketing, production, within a specific unit, or they may relate to overall company for all its units. The impact scale. We can use a 5-point impact scale to assess the degree and quality of impact of each trend on different strategies. The pattern of scoring can be 2 extremely favorable impact, 1 moderately favorable impact, or no impact, -1 moderately unfavorable impact, -2 extremely unfavorable impact. We can, like the threat and opportunity matrices, assign probabilities of occurrences for each trend. You would observe that the above frameworks help a great deal in maintaining objectivity towards various developments. You are encouraged to develop similar frameworks which may abet objectivity. A futuristic orientation and an ability to synthesize are two critical requirements for strategic decisions affecting the whole organization. Now we will do some activities to identify the threats and opportunities for sharpening our analytical abilities. The first activity focuses on the mega environment while the second on a specific firm situation. Activity 1. A. Isolate the trends in social, political, economic, and technological areas. B. Use your own judgment to assess the probability. You may express, in terms of high, medium, low, of occurrence of these trends in an NGO. 2.6 Pestle framework. The external forces can be classified into 6 broad categories: political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal forces. Changes in these external forces affect the changes in demand for both industrial and consumer products and services. These external forces affect the types of products services produced, the nature of positioning them and market segmentation strategies, the types of services offered, and choice of business. Therefore, it becomes important for the organizations to identify and evaluate external opportunities and threats so as to develop a clear mission. Designing strategies to achieve long-term objectives and develop policies to achieve short-term goals. Here, we will discuss all the 6 forces individually and then try to come to the conclusion regarding environmental analysis. Few indicative points are listed to guide you to find the key forces at work in the general environment. While the framework may be used to understand the most important factors at the present time, it should be primarily used to look into the future impact which may be different from their present or past impact. The Pestle framework macroenvironmental influences. The framework primarily involves the following 2 areas. 1. The environmental factors affecting the organization. 2. The important factors relevant in the present context and in the years to come. Political. 1. Government stability. 2. Political values and beliefs shaping policies. 3. Regulations towards trade and global business. 4. Taxation policies. 5. Priorities in social sector, economic factors. 1. GNP trends. 2. Interest rate savings rate. 3. Money supply 4. Inflation rate 5. Unemployment 6. Disposable income 7. Business cycles 8. Trade deficit surplus socio-cultural factors 1. Population demographics, ethnic composition, managing of population, regional changes in population growth and decline 2. Social mobility 3. Lifestyle changes, education spread or erosion of educational standards 4. Attitudes to work and leisure 5. 6. Health and fitness awareness 7. Multiple income families, technological 1. Biotechnology 2. Process innovation 3. Digital revolution 4. 5. Government spending on research, government and industry focus on technological effort 6. New discoveries development 7. Speed of technology transfer 8. Rates of obsolescence, legal, monopolies legislation antitrust regulation 1. 2. Employment law 3. Health and safety 4. Product safety, political, politics has a serious impact on the economic environment of a country. Political ideology and political stability or instability strongly influence the pace and direction of the economic growth. Also, it contributes to the economic environment which is conducive for some businesses to grow or remains indifferent for some businesses and at times is a hurdle. Subsequent to general elections of 2004 in the country, there has been a change in the government at the center. A new coalition United Progressive Alliance, UPA, led by the Congress Party and supported by left is ruling at the center, and the implications on business can be seen through few of the policy statements announced by the government. Even though the broad policy direction is in line with the policy of an open economy and private sector initiative, environment conservation and protection is an issue which has gained prominence because of deteriorating environmental balance which is threatening the sustainability of life and nature. Largely, business is also held responsible for such situations as emissions from industries polluting the air, excessive chemical effluents drained out in water making it poisonous and unfit for use, usage of non-degradable resources affecting the biochain adversely, and exposure of employees to hazardous radiations bring their life in danger. All these have been taken very seriously by different stakeholders in the society, including the government, and legislations and movements are creating pressure for an environment-friendly business. These have far-reaching implications for business ranging from the kind of business, the product being manufactured, how it is manufactured, and how friendly it is for mankind and nature. Big companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi have also come under the purview of the society regarding the environmental hazards. If the charges on them of using chemicals beyond accepted levels for manufacturing soft drinks are confirmed, they will have a black spot on their names and business. So, it is important for the organizations to take care of the environment as well. Activity 2. List out 5 major industries which, in your view, pose danger to environment conditions. Mentioning your reasons suggest how these may correct situation, legal, licensing policies, quota restrictions, import duties, forex regulations, restrictions on FDI flows, controls on distribution and pricing of commodities together made business difficult during license permit Raj before the liberalization policy of 1991. However, with economic reforms things have changed and legal formalities have eased. Nevertheless, with globalization, the rules of competition, trademark rights and patents, WTO rules and implications, price controls and product quality laws and a number of other legal issues in individual countries have become important, and therefore they need to be included while understanding the general environment. Activity 3. Discuss the legislation on patents in India and comment on its impact on an NGO. Common Minimum Program has identified few priority areas which is going to have an impact different than before. particularly when there are certain ideologies which view differently the issues like FDI and privatization. The future of different sectors like insurance and banking, aviation and telecommunication have become uncertain, looking back into the history due to certain ideological beliefs prevalent in some section of politics. Foreign companies like Coca-Cola and IBM had to move out of India in the late 70s. Entry barriers, protectionist policies, high tariffs, nationalist pursuits all worked towards a closed economy which continued till the time liberalization policies were introduced in 1991. This situation had a cumulative effect on making the economy weak and the businesses were hardly competitive as compared to the international standards. However, in subsequent years, the political consensus developed on issues such as labor reforms, power sector reforms, importance of infrastructure sector is doing a lot good for business. Nevertheless, the deteriorating standards in politics, increasing corruption and the criminal nexus are creating hurdles for business in certain areas. Activity 4. Identify few key active political forces. Discuss how they are shaping the overall environment in the country. Economic exhibit 2 gives you a view of broad indicators which give the economic picture of the general environment, and these should be carefully looked into while doing the environmental analysis. Exhibit 2.2 Common economic indicators. A. National income, GNP, personal disposable income, personal consumption. C. Savings, personal savings, corporate savings, balance of payments. E. Industry, investment, FDI flows, services, infrastructure. G. Capital market, equity market, bond market. B. Policy, initiatives, monetary policy, fiscal policy, labor and employment policy. D. Foreign sector, exchange rates, exports, imports. F. Sectoral growth, agriculture, industry. H. Prices, wages. Productivity, inflation, labor productivity, economic factors throw light on the nature and direction of the economy in which a firm operates. The firms must focus on economic trends in segments that affect their industry. For example, the present trend of low interest rates on personal savings may compel individuals to move towards equity and bond markets, leading to a boom in the capital market activity and the mutual fund industry. Consumption patterns are usually governed by the relative affluence of market segments, and firms must understand them through the level of disposable income and the tendency of people to spend. Interest rates, inflation rates, unemployment rates, and trends in the gross national product, government policies, and sectoral growth rates are other economic influences it must consider. The services sector's contribution to national income is increasing year after year, and the family incomes are rising faster than individual incomes. Job opportunities are more diverse, and therefore these speak for different types of opportunities and challenges which are emerging before the business. With the opening up of the economy, trends in global market needs a careful look. The above needs to be analyzed and incorporated in your inferences for the general environment and its other forces, and how all these together may influence the organizations. Social, demographic factors, demographic characteristics such as population, age distribution, literacy levels, interstate migration, rural-urban mobility, income distribution, etc. are the key indicators for understanding the demographic impact on environment. The shifts in age distribution caused by improved birth control methods have created opportunities for youth-centric products ranging from clothes to entertainment to media. The growing number of senior citizens and their livelihood needs have been highlighted, and the government is being forced to pay more attention in the form of social security benefits, etc. Considering literacy and the composition of literates in the country creates opportunities for particular type of industries and type of jobs. For example, on one hand, the presence of a large number of English-speaking engineers encouraged many software giants to set up shops in India, and on the other, the availability of cheap labor, India becomes a destination for labor-intensive projects. Moreover, large labor mobility across different occupations and regions in recent times has cut down wage differentials greatly, and this has an impact for business which needs to be understood. Cultural factors, social attitudes, values, customs, beliefs, rituals, and practices also influence business practices in a major way. Festivals in India are a great business opportunity for certain industries like clothes and garments, jewelry, jikas, sweetmeats, and many others. The list could be endless. Social values and beliefs are important as they affect org. For example, have cow will Disney we Disney in European in themselves. MC Donald's does not serve the beef burgers in India because I meat since the animal is considered holy and sacred. A related X also brings out clearly the impact different cultures may bring to be which has been so successful in US market could not be so similarly countries because of the difference in the way in which people there. Walt Disney had to customize its offerings in order to be successful in these markets. The spread of consumerism, the rise of the middle class with high disposable income, the flashy lifestyles of people working in software, telecom, media and multinational companies seem to have changed the socio-cultural scenario, and this needs to be understood deeply. Values in society also determines the work culture, approach towards stakeholders and the various responsibilities the organization thinks of owing to its stockholders and the society. Technology, technological factors represent major opportunities and threats which must be taken into account while formulating strategies. Technological breakthroughs can dramatically influence the organization's products, services markets, suppliers, distributors, competitors, customers, manufacturing processes, marketing practices, and competitive position. Technological advancements can open up new markets, change the relative position of an industry, and render existing products and services. Technological changes can reduce or eliminate cost barriers between businesses, create shorter production runs, create shortages in technical skills, and result in changing values and expectations of customers and employees. The impact of information technology, IT, which combines fruits of both telecommunications and computers, has been revolutionary in every field. Not only has it opened up new vistas of business but also has changed the way the businesses are done. IT has specifically brought in another dimension, speed, which organizations recognize as the additional source of competitive advantage beyond low cost and differentiation. Manufacturers, bankers, and retailers have used IT to carry out their traditional tasks at lower costs and deliver higher value added products and services. A review of the factors of PEST framework and their use is given in the following text. Political factors. When examining political factors, you need to look at any political changes that could affect your plans for the community. In our context, it is mostly local politics that will affect us, as with the panchayat leaders and Mahila Samajas. Check the local situation out before making your plans. Economic factors. Work out your plans in accordance with the economic situation of the people you prepare to serve. Often the political factors work closely with economic factors. Politicians may demand free service whereas you want to charge a nominal fee. There may be other economic issues such as bribes and other service charges one has to pay even to serve the community. Social factors. Social factors influence people's choices and include the beliefs, values, and attitudes of society. In our country, caste plays a dominant role in the SOSIC. So understanding changes in this area can be crucial. In India, the role of women is both positive and negative. Attitudes to health, marriage, decision-making, etc. are key social issues you will need to consider. Not all social groups have the same attitudes, and this impacts how we implement our plans in various locations. Technological factors. Technological change impacts socio-cultural attitudes. Television has changed our lives dramatically over the last 20 or so years. It is impossible to get people outside for any public meetings during prime time programs. Mobile phones have been another item that has changed our lives. Rather than see these as deterrents, see how technologies can be used to serve your purposes. Legal factor. These are an important aspect of an NGO wanting to function anywhere in India. Make sure you know the legal factors that will affect your organization. This has also to do with submitting financial statements, paying taxes, etc. Environmental factors, more and more, we will find that environmental issues play a key part in NGO programs. Check out all the environmental challenges you will face: pollution from within and outside the locality, weather patterns, people's sanitary habits, etc. Your health program can be a disaster if you do not take all such factors into consideration and even try rectifying them. Compiling pest analysis. An easy way of compiling a pest analysis is to list all factors that could possibly have an impact on your operation. Put them down on a big piece of paper in appropriate columns. See what interrelationships there is between these factors. For example, the rise of television usage is likely to affect the attendance in your group meetings. Prepare contingency plans for any threats identified. Look at factors that can lead to greater opportunities, then exploit these to your advantage. 2.6 Summary. An organization operates in an external environment full of opportunities and threats. From a firm's viewpoint, it is helpful to visualize the total environment comprising mega, micro, and relevant environments. Though the threats and opportunities of relevant environment are normally the major preoccupation of a firm, it is equally important to monitor the other two environments. There has to be a continuous distillation from mega and micro environments as they have an impact on the relevant environment. This implies a look beyond the relevant. As you go along with the other units of this course, you will realize the importance of PESTLE. A successful organization distinguishes itself from not so successful organization its ability to identify opportunities much earlier than others. By analyzing and synthesizing the threats and opportunities in a systematic manner, this can be made possible. In Block 2, the initial environment to assess strengths and weaknesses of an organization have been discussed. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel for more updates, and we will see you with the next chapter.